assistant coaches, asistenti trenera, Juan Gardner, Peter Pomovic.
10, 9, 7, 5.
Ingen pucko heller. Latvia and Sweden. Latvia sitting at 2 wins and 3 losses. Sweden 4 wins and 1 loss. And for Latvia to advance to the quarterfinals, a regulation time win today is a must, and then see what happens for the rest of this round robin.
And that's going to be a challenge. Sweden has looked very good. Started out slowly with that tough loss against the Czech Republic in the first night of the tournament, but since that time they're rolling, played well against Switzerland in a really good game, led by their captain, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who had his best game of the tournament by far. And Henrik Lundqvist gets the start as they try to work this rotation. Lundqvist saying that they plan on playing through Sunday, so maybe he gets a start today with Russia on the horizon tomorrow. We'll see what happens there. Gudlevskis goes for Latvia, and they will need a big performance from Kristus Gudlevskis if they want to win this game, which they have to do.
Comes in with good numbers, 2-0, 9-3-9 in this tournament with a 1.00 goals against average. But this will be his toughest test. Sabalskis back for Latvia. This gets played to the line, not out by Freebergs. He's back in the lineup after serving a 1-game suspension for his hit on Radko Gudas. Garzins, who has 3 goals for Latvia, works it in. Garzins works it to the outside. Ekman-Larsson lost his footing. Back to the line for Freebergs, holds it in, but only briefly, and now the lead pass for Elias Pettersson. He'll drop it back at the line, swept to the front by Adam Larsson. Pettersson plays this back at the blue line. Off the backside for Matthias Ekholm, and that shot never got through. Ekholm trying to jam it back down low, and Latvia will bank this off the near side boards and back into the Swedish zone.
Misconnection there with Pettersson to Larsson. Had he handled it clean, he would have been in to the slot with a really good look.
William Nylander out. Coming into today's action, William Nylander second in points in this tournament, 1 behind Nikita Kucherov.
He's been great, as he has been almost all the time that he puts on the Swedish national team jersey. He's a real leader for this team. MVP of the tournament in 2017. And in the run to be MVP of it again if Sweden were to get to the final.
Cleared back into the Latvian zone. Sotnieks will send this lead pass trying to spring Balsers. And it's back for Matthias Ekholm. Ekholm plays it up at center for Hornquist. Hornquist will leave it there. Here comes Nylander. Nylander will leave it for John Klingberg. Klingberg plays this down low. Sweden in on the attack. Back for Klingberg, in for Nylander. Wenberg floats to the front of the net. Hornquist is already there. Nylander trying to get that down for Wenberg. And this gets played around the boards and cleared. It's been a very good tournament for Alexander Wenberg. 3 goals and 7 points so far after a tough NHL season for him.
In just 3 games as he joined after Columbus lost out. Only 2 goals on the NHL year, already 3 in this tournament. That is tough when you play 75 games and score just twice as an offensive guy.
Balunskas breaks it up, sends it for Reharts. On for Yaks, and Janis Yaks in his 2nd game. Guntas Galvins again out of the Latvian lineup with injury. Also out, Rigo Abels is also out. He's missed the last number of games with an injury. Scramble in front of the net, cleared to the near corner. Grabbed off by Louis Eriksson, and he'll send this back for Marcus Pettersson. Pettersson plays it cross ice and then gets it back from Erik Gustafsson. Pettersson will use the net to protect against Maya. On for Gustafsson. Gustafsson winds his way in, trying to get a shot through. That got blocked. 20 shots on goal in this tournament for Erik Gustafsson. He leads Sweden in that department. On for Rasmussen, he'll chip it in. Sabalskis back for Latvia. Marcus Kruger in on the forecheck. Pile up in the corner as players start to make their way back up to their feet. Freebergs goes in, ties his man up. Rasmussen gets it. All alone in front is Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And off the post. Glove side on Gudlevskis.
That's his spot. He scored a couple there in this tournament. Latvia overcommitting to the corner. Sweden winning the puck battles, and Ekman Larsson all alone in front.
That's where he got the winner the other night at the 11:47 mark of the third period against Switzerland that snapped the 3-3 tie. Adam Larsson plays this behind the net. Darzin's there to pick it off. And Darzin starts right back up the ice for Latvia. Hits the line. Chance in front, low glove. And that didn't miss by much as Balcers let it go. Right back up the ice. Shot turned away by Gudlevskis. Elias Pettersson tried to knock that down, could not, and Balcers carries back with Blugers. Blugers will drop it back. Yaks in with the shot, blockered away. Taken by Balcers for Kennens. Kennens couldn't get a shot away, and Sweden will clear back to center. Balinskas breaks it up and brings it right back in. And Balinskas will send John Klingberg back. Klingberg for Matthias Ekholm. Ekholm being watched by Roberts Bukarts. The long lead pass for Nylander. Ricochets off his stick, and Sweden back on the regroup. Up for Hornquist, away from him. And Balinskas will play it for Yaks. Yaks will send it out at center. Hornquist knocks it down, and Drassis trying to get a handle on it, can't. And Bukarts will. Bukarts gets stopped at center ice by Wenberg, and Hornquist will send it right back in. Louis Eriksson giving chase there for Sweden, and Freebergs will clear it, and Drassis couldn't handle it cleanly. And now taken by Roberts Bukarts. Sends it in, heads to the bench on the change. Henrik Lundqvist sends it around the boards, kept in by Sabalskas. And now chipped out of harm's way by Louis Eriksson. Eriksson intercepts a pass at center. The dump in is off a leg. Marcus Pettersson will get it, and he'll play it all the way around the boards, except it'll come all the way back out at center. And back into the Swedish zone where Eric Gustafsson will take it. Gustafsson for Kempe. Kempe trying to clear this in, and this ends up in the Latvian bench.
Sleepy start for Sweden. The one chance they have is this one. And Lindblom goes for low puck support, draws down Darzin, and Ekman Larsson rings it off the bar. But Sweden has to take this game seriously. The mapped out situation, if they were to lose this in regulation, they would have to get points out of playing Russia tomorrow, which is no small feat the way Russia's playing.
Sharp angle try by Ekman Larsson, and Gudlevskis made the save and will hang on to it. So Ekman Larsson, who had a 14-goal season, has had a couple chances. These two teams met last year in the quarterfinal. Latvia winning it, or rather Sweden winning it 3-2. Sweden outshot Latvia 15-4 in the third to secure that win. Sweden has won the last 6 meetings between these two teams. And an icing call here against Latvia.
But Latvia won't make it easy for you. They will battle, they will defend. They have a knack for finding goaltenders that play well in these big games. They're getting outshot by a considerable margin. So Sweden will be, this is Latvia's tournament today. They know it, and they should play accordingly. And Gudlevskis will need to have a night.
Elias Lindholm out to take this face off against who else but Blugers. turned over, and a shot from the line by Lindholm. That is grabbed and held. And it has been quite the tournament for Theodore Blugers coming into this game. 146 faceoffs he has taken.
Busy. It's one of the more challenging, physically demanding parts of the playing that only the centermen realize. As Merzlikins, the backup, taking his notes. I played center for about 20 games in the NHL, and after the first week, my elbows and wrists were killing me because of the banging off of faceoffs. It's something that you need to get used to, how violent that collision is every time they drop the puck. And to do it 150 times in 10 days, it takes its toll.
Coming into the game, Anton Lander, #1 in this championship in faceoffs. William Nylander second, although Nylander hasn't taken as many as some of the top centermen in this championship.
And he's also situation specific, so almost exclusively on the right side of the rink where he's on his strong side.
Taken by Nylander. Nylander leads a lot of departments, plus minus. Nylander in with the blast from the right side. That caroms around the glass and all the way back down the ice.
I've never seen William Nylander take a slap shot before. That's the first time I've ever seen him on a rush take a slap shot. He is a wrist shot only guy, like a lot of great goal scorers are. Unusual to see him pull that off.
And you know why? Can't hit the net.
He's got to adjust the sights. First time in 3 years he tried it.
And he got a lot on it. Back at the line for Mattias Ekholm. Sends it down for Alexander Wenberg. Sobolsk's got inside position on the Swedish forward, and it's snapped out at center. Right back in, though, for Wenberg. Wenberg takes it wide. Hornquist heads to the front of the net. What's new? Shot is blocked in front of the net as Yaks got in front of it. The 272s battling in front of the Latvian net. Pittsburgh connection in this game. Theodore Blugers will go against his teammates Mark Pettersson and Patrick Hornquist. And Elvis Merzlikins and Alexander Wenberg, a couple members of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and Godlevskis will hang on to this.
Mentioned Anton Lander and leading the tournament in faceoffs, also having a pretty good offensive tournament for himself as well, with his 7 points in 5 games. Not what you were expecting out of Anton Lander, a hat trick in the 1 game.
But was always known as a very intelligent player, understood the game.
Just could never quite find the offense in the NHL.
Face-off win there by Anton Lander. Eric Gustafsson for Lander. And Lander got tied up in the high slot. Taken up at center, sent in by Desir Kells. He'll give chase. Pinching in from the line is Archer's Kulda, cleared away from him. And
that's
now a penalty coming. This was a bulldog.
Yes.
As Oscar Batna is going to go to the penalty box for the tackle.
Batna on the back check. And then you got to recognize time and place and where your support is. As he ends up falling behind, losing the foot race to Louis Eriksson. So if you get away with this first little broken stride here, once you lose body position, you got to let go. But you know you're taking a penalty there. You let him slide into Sotnik. You have your defenseman right in front of you. Let him go down to the corner. You pull in the trailer. You just got too wrapped up in the tackle. Unnecessary penalty to take.
Sweden power play operating at 31.5%. Latvia's penalty kill at 81.2. They've killed 13 of 16.
I like that 32% is only good for 5th in the tournament. As Canada clicking around 60.
Here comes Nylander on Freebergs. Easy save. And Godlevskis will send this ahead, and Sobolskis will send it down the ice, and Henrik Lundqvist will stop it and leave it for John Klingberg. Klingberg, little stutter step in center. Drops it back for Hornquist, back for Klingberg, tied up there by Archer's
That's a glove pass they missed as Klingberg dropped it on a Hornquist stick. Fortunately for Latvia, it didn't result in anything, as Bob Hartley was in the ear of the linesman right away, correctly, I might add, this time.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson. We've had some nice coaches' performances
Yeah.
And I mean that in a positive way. They're emotionally involved, and why wouldn't they be? Why shouldn't they be? Ginsmea, sometimes over the top perhaps, but Landeskog plays this back at the line. Cross for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Down to the goal line it goes. Lindholm for Landeskog, back for Lindholm. Tries to work it back to the blue line, looking for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Comes in front of the net, shot, score! Elias Pettersson.
Who was he talking to after he scored? He turned and looked right at the Latvian bench as though someone might have something to say to him, and he barked right back, which if he did, that is fantastic. I love it.
Second of the tournament, first on the power play for Elias Pettersson. And this was off his stick in a hurry.
And Godlewski's down, hoping that it hits him. Landeskog generates from behind the net. Good pass out, head up, find your spot and hit it. Pettersson, look at this. Look at that. Whew. That is great. The mild-mannered, baby-faced player has got a competitive streak in him. Didn't say anything, but the eyes said plenty.
That shot was almost off of the Nikita Kucherov playbook, but nobody does it as good as Kucherov, but Kucherov has a few more NHL games under his belt than Elias Pettersson. So a power play goal, and Sweden has the lead. Taken in the corner by Yaks, tried to send that up the boards. Finally comes back to the line, kept in by Matthias Ekholm. And Belinskas on for Darzins. Darzins the lead pass, Balcers is in. Backdoor play. What a save by Henrik Lundqvist off Theodore Blugers. Latvia has had the lead in a couple of games. They were up 1-0 on Russia. They were up 2-0 on the Czech Republic. And very quickly, they almost come back to tie this one 1-1 after giving up the power play goal to Pettersson. But Henrik Lundqvist with his best save of the day. Chased back by Bukarts. Kristaps Zyle waits for it, and he'll send it back for Roberts Bukarts up the middle, and Drasis with a little redirect. And Drasis carries in, brings it to the front, backdoor off a skate. Chance there for Ronald Kennens. Freeberg's back for Kennens. Kennens will lift his back into the Swedish zone. Marcus Pettersson quickly back for it, and on for Hornqvist. Hornqvist puts on the brakes, leaves for Wenberg. Wenberg had it knocked off his stick and right back up the ice for Bukarts. 3-on-1. Bukarts trying to feather it through. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson got a piece of it.
Just too tired for Bukarts to take the strides to turn that into a 3-on-1.
Richards Bukarts on the ice now, on for Basevskis. He'll send it in. Ginsmea is after it. Centers for Basevskis. Knocked away from him by Adam Larsson. And it's up at center, and Wenberg goes after it. He gets squeezed out by Basevskis. And Arturs Kuld is on it. Sends it back for Sabalskis. Shots are 7-2 Sweden, 1-0 Sweden. Sweden with 12 points in this championship. Lost the opening game against the Czech Republic. Ekholm with the shot that went wide, and since then they've rattled off 4 straight wins. Sabalskis in the corner. Gets in front of Elias Pettersson. Landeskog sends it back for Pettersson though. Pettersson trying to work it out of the corner. He'll draw a penalty, and Sabalskis is going to get the penalty for Latvia, and Sweden 1-for-1 on the power play. Will go to the power play again.
In Latvia, penalty number 27. 2 minutes remaining.
Sweden back to the man advantage. Gudlevskis goes for taking down Elias Pettersson, the goal getter in this game.
Pettersson dancing early. He had the shot. He had the look. Good hands in the corner, drawing the penalty. And I love the edge that he carries himself with. Doesn't manifest itself physically, but in that good player arrogance. And I mean that as a compliment. He's got. He knows he's good. And he'll tell you if you doubt it. And he'll show you if you challenge him.
Erik Gustafsson on the loose puck. Drops it back for Pettersson. Pettersson gets it back. Swings it back for Gustafsson. Cross ice, Landeskog. Pettersson, Gustafsson. Back for Pettersson, walks it in. He was looking for that far corner high glove.
He had that same spot in his sights, did not miss by much.
Gustafsson will circle back. Drops for Pettersson. Pettersson will send for Elias Lindholm. A career year for him with the Calgary Flames. Lindholm plays it around for Landeskog. Landeskog sends it back for Gustafsson. Gustafsson for Elias Pettersson. Near side Elias Lindholm. And it's back for Gustafsson. And now for Lindholm, but it's partially tipped there by Balcers. Landeskog, Pettersson, and on for Gustafsson and back for Pettersson. He has that spot again. There's that quick release. He was looking for the tip.
Got it
from
from
Louis Eriksson.
Just missed. Somewhere Henrik and Daniel are smiling.
Yes, his Vancouver teammate. Back at the line for Gustafsson. Cross ice Pettersson. 22 seconds in the power play and it's turned over. Ronald Kennans. Speaking of the Vancouver Canucks.
Did you see Pettersson on that back check though? He recognized he lost body position. Now he's on the power play, so maybe it's easier. But he stops. Does not draw the penalty that Batna did that gave the power play that allowed the first goal to be scored against.
And across for Ekman Larsson. Got in behind Sotnieks, but the pass was in his skates. And now it's lifted out at center, so Latvia successfully kills this one off. And they've now killed off 14 of 18 in this championship. Centering pass for Rehards. Buchart's picked off by Wenberg. On for Nylander. Nylander rink wide. John Klingberg all the way down to the goal line. Gets it for Hornquist for Wenberg. Wenberg trying to center it for Nylander. Intercepted, and this will get cleared down the ice by Blugers. And he'll head to the bench on the change. Ekman Larsson. On for Klingberg and back for Ekman Larsson. A little bit of a toe drag. What a glove save. What a toe drag and what a save by Kristers Gudlevskis as he flashes the leather. Sweden 3-0 in this championship when they get the game's opening goal, and they've done that here.
Like every team, better and built to play from the front. Very patient, structured game, and I'm sure they wouldn't have a bad record if they did score first in most games, though. They are a two-time defending world champion. Trying to match the feat last done by the Czech Republic in 99-01.
32 goals scored in this tournament so far for Sweden. Czech Republic with 34. Actually 33 now for Sweden. Czech Republic has played one more game though. Anton Lander winds his way in with Adrian Kempe. Earlier in this tournament, we saw a wrist shot from Adrian Kempe that surprised everyone, including the netminder.
He had that full head of steam to take it. Adrian Kempe is an excellent skater. Add that to the shot and it gets going. Elias Pettersson has been the force in this game to start. The power play goal, flick of the wrist, and the stare down of the Latvian bench to follow. Gabe Landeskog taking the younger winger under his literal arm there. I think Landeskog's a nice fit to play with Pettersson because Landeskog does so much good work along the wall, keeping Pettersson out in the middle of the edge of the puck.
Good decision by coach Ricard Gronberg there. Over in Kosice, no score between Great Britain and France.
That's a doozy. It'd be fun to watch that one.
The winner will play in this championship next year in Switzerland, and the loser will be relegated, and we have one of those games coming up. That's our second game today, Austria and Italy, and it's as simple as that. You win, you stay, you lose, you're relegated.
In any capacity, overtime, shootout, you name it.
In front for Rasmussen. Gudlevskis makes the save, and then I don't know if Gudlevskis was trying to sell some goalie contact.
I think he was trying to sell it, and there may have also been a bit of a nudge that could have warranted a penalty. Rasmussen heading to the net, takes the tight pass in tight. Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
That should be a penalty. That's on you to stop, even with the puck there. He gets the first contact, and Robert Brukart's having a conversation with him on the way to the bench. That wasn't a sales job by Gudlevskis. That was a legit contact from Rasmussen. And it looks like they'll need the peg patrol, as the pegs in the nets are slightly different over here. And anytime they get knocked out, oftentimes they need a guy to come out with a drill, re-drill the hole to sink it. So if this goes in, you're allowed to bump him. But once it misses the net, no one pushes him, no one touches him. And he gets right back into the head of Gudlevskis. Bob Hartley took a while to get him ramped up, but he's got the burn going again.
Referees are Alexei Rantala from Finland, Yevgeny Romashko from Russia, who has seen some refereeing in the National Hockey League, back in the KHL now. Your linesmen, Rennie Jensen of Denmark and Lauri Nikolainen of Finland for this game between Latvia and Sweden. Next up for Sweden, they will conclude the round robin portion of this championship tomorrow night against Russia. And depending on what happens in this game,
we will break down the convoluted potential tiebreakers.
Yep.
Depending on what happens in this game, the Czech game, because we could be facing a three-way tie. We probably likely will be facing a three-way tie potential if Sweden's able to beat Russia. So,
and what's interesting, if Latvia wins this game in regulation, we could be facing the same thing at the bottom end of who's going to advance.
Between Latvia, Switzerland, and Sweden. Sweden is the swing game. This is a swing game that could keep Latvia alive and cheering for Russia, or end it for Latvia at the end of this game.
Canada and Denmark, the second game over in Kosice today. And again, 1 and 2 you stay, 3 and 4 you switch cities. Arturs Kulda sends this up, trying to find Balsers. Bounces around, it is cleared out at center by Blugers. And Blugers gets into it on the far side there with Patrick Hornquist. Sent in behind the net. Sweden right back in on the attack. Nylander trying to find some space. Nylander, Klingberg. Klingberg almost turned it over to Darzins, and then Balsers is on it. Back for Darzins, back for Balsers, cross for Blugers. Nylander keeps an eye on him. And this will get played back in where Klingberg will take it. John Klingberg, a terrific year with the Dallas Stars, on for Kempe. There's the wrister from Kempe, and Gudlevskis will make the save and hang on to it.
And the difference for Kempe there from the one we talked about earlier, This is on the off wing earlier, and the difference in angle from the stick to the middle versus your stick on the boards makes it almost impossible to beat the goalie from that far out. There'd have to be a bad play by the goaltender to let even a good shot beat him. Whereas when you're in the middle, both sides of the net become available, you're shooting through more traffic, and you can, in fact, beat goaltenders from 35, 40 feet.
Did you like playing the offside?
In the offensive end, it was good. I like being on my strong side for the defensive side of things, pulling pucks off the wall.
Louis Eriksson, sharp angle, that hits the pike. Probably no room there as Godlewski's had that left shoulder pinned up against the goal post. Into the final minute now, period number 1. Sabalskis sends this ahead for Ronald Kennens. Kennens will send it through. Bukarts goes after it. The older of the Bukarts, Roberts. And it's dropped back for Adrian Kempe. Kempe will leave for Adam Larsson. 498 NHL games played for Adam Larsson, former first-round pick of the Devils, all part of that same draft that Gabe Landeskog was involved in. It was a very good first round for Sweden. Shot to the short side, Henrik Lundqvist turns it aside. Back to the line, another shot, and Henrik Lundqvist heads that one up and into the netting.
We've all seen the warm-up activity with the soccer balls, and Henrik Lundqvist. There's the short side one off the hand, maybe caught the outside of the post as well, but you're right. Maybe if you could tuck it. Wow, there's a bit of cuff room there. That's a really interesting look. Eriksson looking for a bank shot, almost found it. And Lundqvist setting that one up into the mesh with his head. It must not hurt. I've never worn a goalie mask, and I've never been hit, thankfully, in the head with a puck.
I have, it hurts. Now this is
different helmets.
Trust me. Back when I played, equipment has come a long, long way.
You wouldn't choose to do that if it hurt in any way. You'd let it go over the net, or you'd catch it. And we've seen multiple goalies elect to play the puck with their head.
Face-off to the right of Lundqvist, and a face-off win by Elias Lindholm. And this will get cleared all the way down the ice. Godlewskis will come out, and the opening period will come to an end. Sweden up by 1.
Elias Pettersson was the standout player for Sweden. A bit of a sleepy start, not the same kind of pace or intensity I thought I would see in this game yet. I imagine we'll pick up in the second and third for Latvia, who need to win to stay alive.
Shots 11-4 in favor of Sweden, and a power play goal from Elias Pettersson has Sweden up by a score of 1-0. Wow.
Enjoy Bratislava even more with the Bratislava card. It's the best way to explore the city. You can get free admission to selected museums and galleries, free guided walking tour, unlimited travel by public transport around the city and region, and other discounts up to 50%. Buy your own Bratislava card. More information on visitbratislava.com or at tourist information centers.
Hela jävla tiden.
Look at Rikard Gronberg, the longtime coach of the Swedish national team. Well, I guess not that long, 3 years with this group, but has been a coach for a long time. Henrik Lundqvist.
Only 4 shots against Henrik Lundqvist. Gudlevski gets much busier with 11, but it felt like Latvia had more chances than just 4 shots. And the emphasis on trying to hit the net. When they get in tight on Henrik Lundqvist, can be an intimidating goalie to play, but pucks on net is never a bad thing when you get in those high-scoring areas. As Latvia will try to even out the marker scored by Elias Pettersson. And Pettersson's a fascinating guy to beat. And now he's sliding in the middle to take this face-off. I know Lindholm's very good at face-offs, but the kind of Pettersson and Lindholm alternate center and right wing on this line. Interchangeable.
12th face-off in this game right there for Theodor Blugers. He took 11 of the 17 Latvian draws in that opening period. Chance in front, jammed away by Gudlevskis. Play back in by Adam Larsson. On for Pettersson. Pettersson back for Larsson. Throws it off the backboards for Landeskog. Trying to tist away from Sabalskis. Blugers is after it, jams it up the boards for Darzens. He couldn't handle it. And the quick release there from Pettersson goes wide. Adam Larsson on it, sends it back for Gronberg, or rather for Landeskog.
Gronberg's put the jersey on, I like it.
Amazing what you say when something comes into your head.
I'll show you how to do it, guys. I jump right out there in the uniform.
Blugers sends this out at center. And Larsson will regroup. On for Ekholm. Ekholm takes it wide. Ekholm around. Jams it on that far side. And again, some contact with the netminder, Gudlevskis, and a misfire by Klingberg as he had the open net. Nylander on it. Nylander up top. Klingberg, and he ripped it wide. Gudlevskis scampering to get back in the net. Henrik Lundqvist shovels this on for Mattias Ekholm. Cross ice, Wenberg. Rister, Kempe lets that one fly. Kempe after it in the corner. Kempe drops for Ekholm. Sends it around for Klingberg. It's a busy opening period for Klingberg and Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson was 8 minutes and 39 seconds in that opening period. Klingberg 7.5. Robert Haig of the Philadelphia Flyers is the only Swedish player to not get a shift in that opening frame. Sotnieks back for Latvia, on for Kulda. Kulda up the middle. Misses Besevskis with that lead pass. Kempe back in after it. He and Sotnieks tie each other up, and Arturs Kulda will flip it back out at center. Erik Gustafsson snaps this up the middle. Louis Eriksson sends it on. Pettersson the slap shot. And Gudlevskis wasn't sure where it was, but he will hang on to it.
Thought it was in the corner. He missed his kick, stuck under his pad. Pettersson, simple looking shot. You're gonna flick that to the corner. Oh, sitting right there. And it's been a physical kind of game for Gudlevskis. Being banged around a couple times and knocked into the post. And when players talk about, let's make it a tough game for the goaltender, this one might ring the post. Yeah, on the outside by Klingberg. That's what they're talking about. Screens, traffic, if you happen to bump into them, if there is a little bit of physicality, not to the point where you take a penalty, but just enough to bother them. That is something that players try to do, and something Latvia should try to do to Henrik Lundqvist, because he is well known to despise any contact with him while playing.
And this is flipped, but it does go off a stick.
No goalies like it, but Lundqvist, he seems to react more demonstratively to it when he is knocked around a little bit. So something for Latvia to try to get after once they get out of their own end, which is where they've been for the first 3 minutes of this period.
Here's Blugers out to take the draw again. Against Lindholm, and a warning. Now the puck does come down. Elias Lindholm wins it. Landeskog spins it back for Adam Larsson. Larsson gets it back from Lindholm. Plays it behind the net. Pettersson is on it. Centers it. Save made. Gudlevskis. Off of Elias Lindholm. Back up for Darzins. Darzins stopped at the line by Larsson. Ekman Larsson plays it for Landeskog. And Landeskog will slide it through for Adam Larsson. For Lindholm. Lindholm through some traffic. That never got to the net. And grabbed off by Freebergs. Back in the lineup after the one-game suspension. On for Desir Cals. He'll lift it out at center. Put right back in by Landeskog. And then Landeskog will make his way to the bench on the change, and John Klingberg knocks this down at center. Klingberg on for Kruger. In for Oscar Lindblom. Lindblom trying to jam his way to the net. And Blugers down low to take it away. Kruger giving chase on him. And it's on for Kulda. And near side Freebergs. And rink wide. Blugers will send that on for Desir Cals. He'll deflect it in, and we get another line change. Long lead pass as Lindblom was in behind everybody. It would have been offside had he touched it, but he doesn't, so it's icing.
Elias Pettersson, the likely Calder Trophy winner, finds a way to win loose pucks. He's not a big guy, we know that. He's very slight, he's light. He does get knocked around occasionally, but he finds a way to get his stick on the puck. And once that happens, then he's in good shape. Elias Lindholm hasn't scored the goals in this tournament the way he would want, but still putting up good points.
Coming off a 78-point season in Calgary, he was plus 30.
So good with Monahan and Gaudreau.
Yeah, averaged over 20 minutes a game.
And it's dismissive to suggest it's only because he played with those two guys. They all helped each other. But no question, a big part of his success was the chemistry developed with those two players in Calgary.
Hornquist to the outside. Sotnieks gives him a bump and knocks him down. Wenberger's on it. Trying to outmuscle Yanis Yaks, who was in his second game. Kept in by Nylander. Nylander sends it. Cross ice. Wenberg back for Klingberg. Klingberg off the crossbar. Back for Klingberg again, so a post and a crossbar here in the second period for Klingberg. Nylander up with it, sends it back for Wenberg. Try to get it back to Nylander, intercepted. Kennens goes after it, but Klingberg will hustle back and get to the loose puck first. Ekholm up at center. And this will get deflected in. Icing waved off. Sotnieks to the backboards. Rehards, Pukart's down there trying to pick it up off the back wall. Can't. Louis Eriksson will. Eriksson will drop it. Erik Gustafsson in the corner lost his footing and went down. Adrian Kempe jumps on the loose puck, gets it back for Gustafsson. Gustafsson for Anton Lander. Lander trying to spin away. Sends it back to the near corner. Adrian Kempe being watched and finally picked up, and Arturs Kulda will send this ahead for Desir Cals. He'll get to the Swedish line no further, and Marcus Pettersson has the puck. No shots on goal yet this period for Latvia. Richards Pukarts let that one fly. That hit Batten in front of the net and never did get to Henrik Lundqvist. Now cleared down the ice, and an icing call against Sweden.
You get playing against a good team and you get stuck in the spin cycle, I call it, where you're defending. You get the puck up the ice, all you can do is change. And then you get back in your own end, the next line, defending. Finally, they get a clean look, and Batten in front, right where he wants to be, off his stick and wide. And it's frustrating because when you finally get the puck back, you're just too tired to try to create any offense.
France has opened the scoring over in Kosice, 1-0 up on Great Britain. A game that has huge importance for those two countries. Yaks back for it in his own zone, his second game. Again, no Guntas Galvins for Latvia. Icing gets waved on this. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson plays it up, kept it at the line by Yaks. Shot from the line by Arturs Kulda, and that got turned away by the left pad of Henrik Lundqvist, his first save of the period. Landeskog. And Blugers keeps an eye on him. Balinskis' pass got intercepted. Lindholm is on it. Plays it back at the line, Ekman-Larsson. Plays it down low. He was jumping into the high slot looking for a return pass, but it comes to the right point for Larsson. Larsson plays it back down low. Wenberg, Kruger, Wenberg, or rather Pettersson. How does he miss that?
He towed it all the way across and over. What a great setup.
Darzin's back in. What a look for Elias Pettersson. Stick goes flying.
That's not a penalty either.
And they are calling it. And they're going to call it slashing. And
for lifting his stick too hard.
Power play for Latvia.
Latvia to the power play, trailing 1-0 as Oliver Ekman-Larsson picks up a slashing penalty that is questionable at best. He was lifting up Batna's stick after Batna dropped it because Batna himself poked it in the back of the net. Looked worse than it was and a miss by the officials, but Latvia will take the break as they've avoided a couple close calls. Pettersson on the back door as well.
So the stick went flying up in the air. Would that be a reverse slash?
Slash generally is a downward motion. The upward slash is hard to execute. Although Oliver Ekman-Larsson does have great stick skills.
Yes.
So
Sabolska's back for it. And Latvia goes to the power play. 29.1% on the power play for Latvia, 7 for 24.
Got to get the puck in the offensive zone, and in number 21, Rudolf Balcer's hands. That's the guy who makes it go.
And Sweden perfect on the penalty kill. So far in this championship, Balcers. Sweden, the defending gold medalist. Back-to-back, Sabolskas dishes it off and brasses the shot. That goes wide. And Wenberg on the loose puck, and he'll send it down the ice.
Lundqvist is barking at his defense pair there. Did not like what they were doing on that penalty kill.
Back in for Blugers. Tied up on the near side. Rasmussen has gone to the bench. And some new bodies out there for Sweden. And Ekholm will take this and send it all the way down the ice. Louis Eriksson giving chase, and that'll force Sabalskas back. Sabalskas drops it back. Roberts Bukarts trying to get that ahead at center for Balsers, and icing is going to be called.
So Ekman Larsson's in the box. Let's take a look. Watch it, 95 stick right here. It gets caught on the net and he drops it out of his top hand. It's just hanging in the air. That's why it flies so high in the air. And the chance by Pettersson. It's a very tight angle. And this is classic reaction. Are you kidding me? How did I miss that? He probably could have just taken a stride and stuffed it. I don't think Gudlevskis was going to get back to the post, as he had to honor Kruger in the slot.
Lundberg and Lindblom up on the penalty kill. Gustafsson and Larsson, the defenseman. Same unit stays out for Latvia with 23 seconds in the power play. Freeberg's at the line for Roberts Bukarts. Bukarts has Kennens in the high slot. Rehards Bukarts on the near side, doesn't shoot it. Goes rink wide, score! Rehards Bukarts to Roberts Bukarts to the back of the net. Latvia has a power play goal, and this game is tied.
And he has a word for Pettersson. I love it, right down the bench, back at him. This is not over. And that's fine. That's fine. He does it to you, you give it right back to him. And what a shot by Roberts Bukarts. Was in the tower right by the ear of Henrik Lundqvist. Good pass from Rehards over to Roberts. Head up. And Lundqvist gets a stick tied up in Maya's skates, as well as took a bit of an awkward step. And look at that. I love it. We have ourselves a game.
16 for 16 run on the penalty kill that Sweden had going comes to an end.
I think Henrik Lundqvist lost an edge on the first push. He was a bit late and out of control trying to get over there.
He had trouble with his skates in the warm-up. He left the net, went over to the bench as if they were too sharp, and he was trying to dull them a little bit.
Yeah, I would do that. You rub them.
In chance for Landeskog, post on the far side. Boy, Latvia has
give him right back.
Dodged some bullets here in the second period. Klingberg off the pipe, Landeskog off the pipe.
Pettersson open net.
Pettersson open net, and it's a 1-1 game into the back half of the period. Slap shot by Ekholm, and Gudlevskis makes the save and hangs on to it. Sweden and Latvia, 1-1. France now up 3-0 on Great Britain. Goals 2 and 3 coming, but 6 seconds apart.
That's hard to imagine how that could happen. Almost feel like a dump had gone wrong. Looks like France will stay. Great Britain will be back to try to qualify for 2021.
Shot from the line that Gudlevskis did not see, and that went off the side of the net, coming off the stick of Oliver Ekman Larsson. Blugers with a backhander, save made by Lundqvist. Lundqvist down on the short side, cleared for Hornqvist. Hornqvist bumped on the play, and it comes out at center. Sabalskas sends this right back in, and Oliver Ekman Larsson trying to send it right back out. Blocked at the line, though. Blugers has it. Blugers watched by Wenberg for Sabalskas. Sabalskas trying to go to that back post. Sabalskas has it again, and the wrist shot blocked by Hornquist. Balsers, Belinskas, and Belinskas with the quick shot that went wide. Hornquist ahead for William Nylander. Nylander circles inside the Latvian zone, sends it behind the net, trying to get Wenberg, comes off the backboards for Adam Larsson. Adam Larsson fights off a couple of checks, gets dumped, stays on it. At the line, Marcus Pettersson will hold it in. And now sent out at center ice. And Sweden will regroup. Marcus Pettersson gets taken down at center, play goes on. Back in for Adrian Kempe. Kempe drops it back, slap shot by Pettersson, and a good save made by Kristers Gudlevskis, who has the ability to steal one.
We've seen that before, and maybe some good fortune as well, as Landeskog becomes the third Swedish player to hit the post. Nice play, head up. Patience, got him beat, blocker side, just hits the post. Landeskog, captain of the Colorado Avalanche, at his best ever season in NHL. Career highs in goals, assists, points, 34, 41, 75. Made his first All-Star game as he was the fan ballot winner, voted in. With Rantanen and Nathan McKinnon make up one of the best lines in the NHL.
He missed some games down the stretch. Taken out at center, as did Rantanen. Sotnieks gets this out at center. Pettersson gets it for Landeskog. On for Elias Lindholm, back in front of the net for Elias Pettersson. He tried to get that out front for Landeskog. Pettersson is on it. Landeskog sends it across. Gustafsson trying to center that, or rather Pettersson trying to center it, comes off a stick. And a shot by Gustafsson, and that's deflected away by Gudlevskis. Latvia starting a change. Cleared back in. Pettersson is after it. Pettersson jammed up in the corner in the Latvian zone. 7:20 to go, second period. Sweden, the first period power play goal. Latvia, second period power play goal. Klingberg in for Pettersson. In tight again, and he couldn't tuck it. And now he gets tied up there with Sotnieks. And play whistled down.
I like the fact that Pettersson has become a central figure in this game. And a game that's going to get chippy and physical. He tries to cold shoulder and he gets Kolda. And that's why there is 1, 2, 3, 4. And those shouldn't be cross checks on Kolda any more than the Pettersson cold shoulder should be interference. That's a good hard battle that you're going to have to face at the boards. But Pettersson gets up right back to the front of the net and tries to find a way around Gudlevskis before jumping on the crossbar. He's looking for a penalty on the wall. I don't think so. That's a good battle between two guys going hard after the puck.
Klingberg off the face-off. Off a stick. Ekholm back for Klingberg. It got away from him. Ekholm is going to try and hold it in, and he does. But now it's grabbed off by Besevskis. Besevskis takes this wide on Matthias Ekholm. Ekholm rubs him out, and Klingberg has the puck. On for Hornquist. He'll drive it into the Latvian zone, takes it wide on Gagaris. Played back for Klingberg. Klingberg goes cross ice. Ekholm, the wrister, hit a body in front, never got to the net. And this will get stuffed down the ice. And it would be right on Lundqvist, and Lundqvist will quickly play this up at center. Klingberg for Nylander. Nylander dishes it off, score! Adrian Kempe. And the play started with the netminder, Henrik Lundqvist.
Smart play all the way around and a nice finish from Adrian Kempe. When you mentioned it, Lundqvist seeing a change occurring, snaps it up, and then Klingberg, he's asking for it. He pops it back to Nylander. Now Nylander can pass it right away, but he waits to drive far enough in to draw Freebergs towards him. If he passes it early, then Freebergs will close on Kempe before he can shoot it. But he drives far enough through the center seam to just get Freebergs to slide close enough that it gives Kempe the time and space to release that shot. A subtle little play by Nylander. A lot of players would just give it to the guy on the left. but he makes sure to draw the checkers to give the guy who's going to shoot it the space. Really smart. And Henrik Lundqvist helps his own cause by picking up the third assist.
Third of this championship for Adrian Kempe. So yes, if you were giving assists, it would be Kempe from Nylander and Klingberg and Lundqvist.
And here's Bukarts Roberts, the goal scorer, having a conversation with Kempe. To be expected after he basically went down the bench and saluted Sweden after his goal, the same way Pettersson did to the Latvian bench.
There's an edge to this game.
I like it. The way it should be played when it's elimination time.
A must regulation time win for Latvia here, where their hope at a quarterfinal spot will be done.
Oh, Kempe.
Anton Lander works it out front. Back at the line, Larson, and misfired on the shot. Indrasas sends it on, the long shot by Gagaris turned away. Into the final 6 of the second period. Dennis Bayak, Mike Johnson, our crew here in Bratislava for the 2019 IIHF World Hockey Championship, our hard-working crew. There's 2 games pretty much every day, 4 games, 4 days of 3 games. And they spent a lot of hours in and around this facility getting ready. At the line, Gustafsson, the long shot wide, off the backboards. Marcus Kruger, Rasmussen, and the sharp angle try turned aside as quickly.
Hey, helmet popped.
Off the stick of Landeskog, and we got a helmet situation.
Sweden ahead 2-1 and continue to press on Christoph Gudlevchis. Most recent shot right in his head. It was actually not a strap that popped. He actually put his hand in the air, signaling to the referee, after a puck in my head, I want a moment. The referee respected that call. Now that does open up the door for potential abuse of that rule. But a hard shot to the side of the head, err on the side of caution, no imminent scoring chance. Blow it down, let him get his helmet back on properly, get settled. And that was why there was a whistle.
So William Nylander's moved back into a tie with Nikita Kucherov for the scoring lead in this championship. Each with 14 points. Nylander leads the plus-minus. Radko Gudas is second in the plus-minus. He's had a very good tournament for the Czech Republic. Taken at center by Kennons.
Plays a lot for the Czechs.
Does.
And in a variety of roles, far more than we see with Philadelphia.
Into the slot, Freebergs, and he tried to swing this down low. Klingberg, the lead pass, and that will miss Elias Pettersson, and an icing call against Sweden.
Adrian Kempe scored the nice goal coming up here. Snap it up by Markstrom, kick it back to Nylander, drive the middle, slide it over, and the rolling wrister. Just a little bit further to the middle of the ice. We saw him try Gudlevskis up top from the boards. Angle's not there. To the middle of the ice, the angle is there. And then he followed that up with a ferocious hit on a forecheck.
Shot, left pad save made by Lundqvist. Up through center. Blugers ties up Landeskog. Freebergs through the middle. This gets deflected in by Balcers. This line of Balcers, Blugers, and Darzan sees a lot of ice time for Latvia, and will continue as this is a must win for Latvia if they have any hope of making the quarterfinals, and that was their hope coming into this championship. Back at the line for Larsson. Larsson tried to send that down low. Freebergs breaks it up and clears.
You see when Adam Larsson gets the puck on his stick, it's just not as comfortable. The smoothness of maybe watching an Ekman Larsson or Klingberg, which of course are the very high end of defensive skill. He's just a little rigid, a little stiff in his arms and his hands as he tries to find plays with the puck. And you'll see him bounce off his stick or maybe not get the shot he wants. If I hazard a guess, I bet he used a very stiff stick as well, which is great for battling and cross-checking and, you know, engaging in those kind of physical altercations, but not as good to shoot the puck and to pass the puck. The dexterity you see some of the other guys do it with.
Robert Dowd has scored for Great Britain. They're on the board. It's 3-1 over in Kosice. Canada, Denmark, the second game there. Austria and Italy, our second game here in a must-win to stay in the main group for those two. Larsson in from the line. Sends this in behind Adrian Kempe, who has the go-ahead goal. Sends it back at the line. Ekman Larsson, the shot tipped by Louis Eriksson with a high stick. And as it comes on the near side for Anton Lander, played whistled down, and then Lander gives Basevskis a shot, and then Basevskis returns the favor. As Bob Hartley looks on.
Bob Hartley doesn't mind a fiery game. He's a fiery coach. And his team is battling. They have battled every game. Their worst defeat was to the Czechs. They lost by 3, just 3-1 against Russia. So they have put up a fight against the top teams.
The close game against Italy is deceiving. It was 3-0, but they had 62 shots on goal.
Andreas Bernard is still recovering from that.
Yeah. And he will probably get the start in the second game of the round robin of this day, as the round robin will conclude tomorrow with a triple header. And lots to be sorted out. In fact, everything to be pretty much sorted out yet. Bantna in the corner, jams it ahead. Gagaris sends this in. Eric Gustafsson after it. He gets tied up. Puck up the boards. And finally gets sent out at center ice and cleared. Taken back near side, and Buchart's trying to play that through. That's off the stick and out of play.
Robert Buchart's part of the story in this second period, as he scored a power play goal. And in response to Elias Pettersson staring at the Latvian bench after his first power play goal, went right down in front of Sweden's bench, celebrating, drawing an inevitable reaction. Now they're lined up beside each other.
Gonna have a little chat. Roberts Bucharts plays in the Czech League after 7 years in the KHL. Sweden back up with John Klingberg. Takes it off the side wall. Indrasas keeps an eye on him. The lead pass misfires. Good hustle, though. That will negate the icing. As Landeskog gets this for Pettersson. Back for Landeskog. Landeskog will play it at the left point for Ekholm. And back for Landeskog, the shot. And Gudlevskis makes the save. Pettersson was right on the edge of the paint. And Gudlevskis will hang on to it.
Latvia's done a good job of limiting the speed into the neutral zone of Sweden in this game. Most of Sweden's chances have been off the cycle and prolonged offensive zone time, which is fine. But your best chances, like the Kempe goal, are off the rush, created with speed. And Latvia, while they're not getting a ton of shots, they're not turning it over and letting Sweden counterattack with numbers. Best way to slow down this very skilled Swedish lineup.
Latvia down by a goal. Sweden doesn't give you much. Their save percentage last year when they won the gold medal was .948. So as impressive as it was last year, they're going to try and replicate that. Try and get that three-peat. Nylander, Great Britain has scored again. It's 3-2 in that game. Nylander knocks it down. Wenberg back for Nylander. Arturs Kulda keeping an eye on him, forces him around the net. Back at the blue line, and Ekholm will send it all the way in behind the cage. Grabbed off by Wenberg. Flips it to an open corner. Klingberg jumps on it. Into the slot for Louis Eriksson, knocked away from him, and an odd man rush that misfires as Darzins and Balcers couldn't get that puck to settle down. Into the final minute now of the second period. Hornquist, and looked like he may have had that across the line before he lost it. The linesman says no, and Hornquist hurries to the bench.
He burns so hot all game. He is just a tornado of emotion. Whether it's positive, it's negative, it's at the opposition, the referee. You love it. You love the fire and the passion. And if it's at himself, as he stops in the middle of the bench and sits down disgustedly.
5 goals in this championship for him. A back-to-back cup winner with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I think that team's going to be different next year. Change is coming in Pittsburgh this summer.
Well, we've seen some things from Dominic Simone with the Czech Republic on the line with Frolik and Voracek that Pittsburgh has to be happy with. Penalty coming up on the play, and Latvia will go to the power play.
Offensive zone, involved on the cycle down below the goal line. Adam Larsson just trying to shake loose. Oh boy. Careless into the face of the Latvian defender. And Latvia, who used their power play to get on the board, try to find a way to do so again.
35 seconds left here in the second.
You're going to need one of the 200 Bluger draws to be won.
Yes.
To have a chance at the end of this period.
And Marcus Kruger will come out and take it for Sweden. Adam Larsson to the box, gets tied up, and it's sent back at the blue line. Sabalskis for Darzins. Darzins has 3 power play goals for Latvia in this tournament. Back for Sabalskis, back for Darzins. And Lundqvist got a piece of that. Ian Drassis plays give and go with Sabalskis. Darzins, Sabalskis the blast, and Henrik Lundqvist comes across, squares up, and makes the save.
Good possession off the scrum draw. Marcus Kruger adamant that puck was not dropped properly or perhaps kicked. Now let's use your feet on the face-off immediately following the drop. And Kruger right away had his hand in the air asking for a redrop on the face-off. Was not granted. And eventually ends up with a couple pretty good looks on Henrik Lundqvist.
It was kicked, but a second or two may have gone by.
Is that part of the face-off or after the play?
Kept in at the blue line by Darzins, rattles one, save made by Lundqvist. And this will end the second period, so Latvia with a couple of chances at the end of the second with the man advantage, and the power play will carry into the third.
Have to use that power play, not getting a ton 5-on-5 as Adrian Kempe's go-ahead goal stands 2-1 for Sweden. But the game has shrunk, which is in Latvia's favor. They have to have a big third to stay alive.
And Latvia, who did not have a shot on goal for the first 7 or 8 minutes, ended up with 11 in that second period.
Available on all smartphones in multiple languages. The 2019 IIHF app, powered by Shogun, downloaded now from the online store and Google Play. Shogun, City.
game. So Ricard Gronberg has his hands full the rest of this one.
And then Switzerland comes into the mix as well, and they've got the Czech Republic tomorrow. And this is going to be an icing call against Sweden, and the face-off will come all the way back.
Patience, discipline, composure, all things that are tested in this tournament. As you see Richard Burkhardt, he's got that sport tape right up his back through his neck. I think Sabalska has it on as well. 7-6 game in 10 days.
Yep.
It adds up.
Richards, Burkhardt's the shot. That got blocked by Adrian Kempe, and Kempe felt that one. He'll make his way to the bench. Marcus Pettersson of the Pittsburgh Penguins plays it back. Eric Gustafsson sends it on. And Louis Eriksson will send this in. Walenskas is back for it. Plays it near side, and Yaks will go rink wide. Darzins drops it back. Burkhardt score! Young Janis Yaks in his second World Championship game has given Latvia a 3-2 lead on a great net drive by Richards Burkhardt. And again, the Latvians swing by the Swedish bench to celebrate.
A play here, stop up by Darzins. He hits Burkhardt on the drive, and Lindblom gets caught off guard as Yaks jumps into the play, but two guys committed to the stop up. Tough gap for Kruger to control. Yaks beats Lindblom to the back door, and you're right. Yaks, who did not play the first couple games in this tournament, plays college hockey. And here he is, playing against Sweden, getting the go-ahead goal. My goodness. And I think it was Yaks who started the entire sequence with a 120-foot rink-wide saucer pass right on the tape of Darzins. That started the entire zone entry, and he's the guy who cashes for the goal.
Roberts Burkhardt, by the way, gets credit for the one that caromed in off of Louis Eriksson. So his second of the game, and then Janis Yaks, who they've gotten the puck for him.
So Bob Hartley has 16:07 on the clock. Too early to just sit back. You have to keep playing. You have to keep pushing forward when appropriate, because you know Sweden is going to bring a push.
And the Latvian fans are a lot more vocal right now. There's some nervousness amongst the fans of Sweden. Landeskog, Klingberg. Klingberg gets rubbed out by Balsers, and it's sent up at center. Lindholm will play it back, and Klingberg will leave it for Landeskog. Landeskog, Bluger's lost his stick. Landeskog will carry in. Landeskog around the net on Sotnieks. Landeskog stays with us, try to get it back to Klingberg, but it's deflected away. Klingberg for Ringholm, quickly for Pettersson. Elias Pettersson drops for Landeskog. Sweden starting a change. Landeskog controls. Trying to get away from Burkhardt. Landeskog got taken down, and it's chipped ahead. Kennens in on goal, and Lundqvist makes the save off Ronald Kennens and hangs on to it.
There he is, the hero, Janis Yaks. And Lindblom just gets caught a little bit staring at the puck and doesn't check his shoulder. Yaks pounces on this loose puck. Easy finish. Lundqvist sprawled out. And here's Burkhardt again. You mentioned it. This time it's Richards in front of the Swedish bench celebrating. I don't know if I want to do it after the go-ahead goal, though. I probably want to just get to the bench and don't give any more fuel to the fire if you're Latvia. But those Burkhardt brothers, they're fiery competitors. They have been throughout the tournament.
Yaks' first goal with the national team. But yes, the power play goal, the first one, Richards to Roberts.
Yep.
To the back of the net. Good net drive there by Richard Burkhardt.
2 points for each of them in this game.
And a little bit of chirping. Long lead pass by Yaks. This gets broken up by Gustafsson at center. Sent back in by Nylander, and Wenberg goes in after it. Hornquist behind the net, couldn't trap it. And Richards Bukarts will take it for Latvia. 2 unanswered goals in the first few minutes of the second period, or the third period here, and Latvia has the lead. Blugers in with the wrister, turned aside by Lundqvist. Darzins dishes it off. Richards Bukarts back for Darzins in the corner. He gets tied up and grabbed off by Erik Gustafsson. He'll leave it for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Rink wide, deflected in by Kempe, but right back out by Latvia. Gustafsson, Ekman-Larsson will try it again. Almost picked off by Ronald Kennens. Slammed in by Adam Larsson. And cleared right back out and down the ice. They wave off icing. Ticked off the stick of Adam Larsson. Ekholm for Larsson to the red line and in. Gudlevskis leaves it. Eriksson is after it. Trapped on the far side boards by Lander. Kept in at the line. Adrian Kempe, the wrister, that goes off a body to the corner. Ekholm is after it. Try to get that to Louis Eriksson. Ends up on Adam Larsson's stick. Quick shot. And Gudlevskis will take this in the midsection and hang on to it. 13:27 to go. It's a 1-goal lead for Latvia.
Sweden, desperate times, down a goal, 13:27 left in the third. All kinds of tie-breaking permutations that we don't need to get to, but Latvia needs to win this game in regulation to stay alive, and they have put themselves in a position to do that. The 2 quick ones. Sweden looks a little bit stunned on the bench, a lot of coaching, a lot of panicked voices and gestures by the coaching staff to the players, trying to figure out what they need to do.
Odd man rush for Latvia. To the front of the net goes Darzins, and Balcers tried to get it there.
Yeah, Lundqvist cheating big time.
He's had a couple of chances to shoot the puck here this period. Sotniak's trying to center it, hits the side of the net. Now, Latvia does have to play Norway tomorrow, and you would have to think if the game meant what it might mean, that Latvia certainly will be ready for that one. In behind the net, trying to bring it out front was Landeskog. Pettersson at the line for Erik Gustafsson, back for Pettersson. In for Landeskog, deflected away by Belinskas. Hornquist, or rather in the corner, cleared there by Elias Lindholm. And it comes around the boards and gets sent out at center and down the ice. And this will be an ice.
Against 3 goals, as he usually is.
Save percentage of .911 coming into this game. Another misfire by Erik Gustafsson. Gustafsson will chase this down with a big Andrasas after him. Mix Andrasas takes him to the corner boards. Gustafsson is on it. His pass intercepted by Richards Bukarts. Bukarts jams it in front. Roberts Bukarts was there, but he couldn't get a shot away. And back for William Nylander. He'll drop for Hornquist. Hornquist gets tied up in the corner by Sabalskas. Puck is still loose. Sabalskas first on it. Plays it up the boards. Held in at the line by Ekholm and chopped down low by Hornquist. Sabalskas ties it up. Hornquist. Jesper Bratt, who has not seen a lot of ice time for Sweden, out there now. Plays it back at the line for Larsson. Near side, Ekholm. Ekholm with the shot, and Gudlevskis picked that up late. It was headed to the short side, and he got the blocker in front of it.
Ekholm and Larsson out there together. I wonder if we'll see Klingberg and Ekman Larsson the rest of this game.
Turned over, here comes Kempe, and knocked off his stick. Great recovery there by Freebergs. Kempe stays on it, dishes it off, score! Anton Lander has tied this game up.
Anton Lander continues his great tournament. Huge goal as Kempe jumped on a bad clearing attempt, keeps it alive, high cycle. Lander slides out for a one-timer. That is a tight angle, very low. Gudlevskis is there, and it gets underneath his pad. Almost got impatient with it, lifting that pad up in the air. Had he just maintained his position, it would have found equipment. But Adrian Kempe having himself a big game in a big game.
Fourth of the tournament for Anton Lander. And yes, all created by Adrian Kempe. And Jesper Bratt, who was out just the shift earlier, not getting a lot of ice time today, but getting some things accomplished on that last shift.
Now that they've tied it up, they've gone back to Ekman Larsson and Adam Larsson. Normal pairing, not needing a goal.
Louis Eriksson deflects this at center. Gets jammed in by Sotnieks. Sotnieks, 11 seasons with Riga of the KHL. In across for Lindholm. Lindholm, the shot. Sotnieks blocked it. Elias Pettersson plays it back for Ekman Larsson. Ekman Larsson being watched by Kennens. Arturs Kulda plays it up the boards for Roberts Bucharts. On the offside, sends it in, and Henrik Lundqvist will get a face-off in the Swedish end of the ice.
Anton Lander, who is supposed to be the checking center for Sweden, scores a massive goal there. Two one-timer options there, both Ekman Larsson and Lefbaum. That's enough to make you faint if you're wearing a Lander jersey. Adrian Kempe, who probably is the fastest guy in this game, has reached the highest top speed. Not surprising. Might have been on that rush right there.
Great Britain has now tied the game in procedure with France. It was 3-0 France. They got two quick ones to go from 1 to 3 in a hurry.
Threes are wild in the World Championship right now.
And Great Britain has fought its way back. Wenberg plays this for Nylander. Nylander in for Ekholm, score! Patrick Hornquist, living where he lives, may have been the Swedish player to jam this in. And now Sweden comes back with two quick ones to regain the lead.
Latvia struggling as they broke a stick on the rush. So Balinskis is not there. Ekholm tees it up, and I don't know if that hits Besevsky's stick or Hornquist. Nylander cues up Ekholm. I think he probably hit both. And, Hornquist gets it anyways with the poke over the line. Why not?
May have been going in initially.
Who cares?
Yeah.
You don't risk it. You put it home.
Yes.
Bucharts, Rehards had the puck on his stick in the corner. Made a soft play on it. Possession turned over to Nylander. Nylander, Ekholm, and Hornquist with the knack of finding pucks around the front of the net.
The swings in this third period have been amazing. Another point for William Nylander, so he now is back up top by himself in the scoring race. Backdoor play. Lindblom couldn't get a stick on that as Rasmussen tried to come cross ice. Gustafsson for Adam Larsson. Little redirect onto the stick of Marcus Kruger. Kruger will take a bump, get it for Rasmussen. Rasmussen spins away from Sotnieks. Kula picks up the chase. Sotnieks in there as well. He gets buried into the sideboards by Lindblom. Rasmussen gets tied up. Lindblom is on it. Tries to spin off the check of Andrasis. And it's finally up the boards for Kennans. Got away from him, and Adam Larsson will play it back in behind the Latvian net. Under 9 to go here in the third. Kempe. Sotnieks had lost his stick. Kempe in. Godlewska's down, and it's under his pads. And a stoppage in play. A 4-goal period, 2 each. Sixth of the tournament for Patrick Hornquist.
That's what he does. He gets the front of the net, and he brings an element of grit. You're going to put him with Wenberg and Nylander, 2 puck possession guys who want to create plays and work the periphery before they get there. He's the constant, sitting in front of the net, occupying a defenseman and the attention of the goaltender, and pays a price to score his goals. Now just 1 off the tournament lead, held by Anthony Mantha with 7.
The assists may get changed on that last goal. They did not give an assist to Matthias Ekholm, and he was the one that put it towards the Latvian net.
I don't think Wenberg was in on that one.
Klingberg will send this into the Latvian zone. It was Robert Farmer of the Nottingham Panthers who tied the game up for Great Britain. Back in, and a high wrister from the left side by Bolsers. Sails over top the net. Little chin music on Henrik Lundqvist. Darzens plays it for Freebergs. Tees it up, doesn't shoot it. Left pad save made by Lundqvist off Darzens. In behind for Freebergs, looking, or rather for Blugers, looking for Bolsers. And now a penalty coming up. A hooking call will go to Latvia.
Battling in the offensive zone, Bolsers, or Darzens, excuse me. That's called for the hold. Grab Landeskog's stick out of his hand. And 2 valuable minutes now with Sweden on the power play. Not just a chance to score another goal, but with 7:50 left, quarter of the game now, killing a penalty. And Landeskog right here. There goes the stick out of Landeskog's hand. Darzin heads to the box.
Sweden 1 for 2 on the power play in this game. And 7 of 21 in the tournament. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and a key part of this game. With 7:35 to go. Hornquist will leave it. Nylander for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Back for Nylander. Nylander shovels it across for Klingberg and back for Ekman-Larsson. And that shot got blocked as again he was looking for that far corner. And now he had trouble with it, and it gets cleared. Gagaris will play this down the ice and give chase on Klingberg. Taken by Ekman-Larsson and back for Klingberg. Dishes for Elias Pettersson with some speed. Pettersson carries in, puts on the brakes. Tries to spin it down low, gets it back, and Louis Eriksson off the backside couldn't knock it down. Back for Landeskog. For Lindholm. Elias Lindholm, and that shot got blocked. Freebergs is without a stick. Tried to kick it out, can't. Pettersson tees it up, and Gudlevska's got a piece of it. And it deflects up and down a play. Boy, he had a good look at that top corner.
And all kinds of time to pick his spot, like he did when he scored the goal to open the game. Latvia wants a penalty for chopping the stick out of the hand. It doesn't happen. And Pettersson with this much time. Short side, going under the bar. That is a tremendous read by Gudlevskis. Flailing his legs in case it goes low, but getting the elbow. Ouch. Up to turn that aside. Game saver. Can't go down another one.
Over 9,000 in this building again. It's Monday afternoon. This tournament has been so well attended. Credit to all the fans from all the countries. And a credit to the Slovakian organizing group here for the work that they have done here in Bratislava. Pettersson trying to get that back for Gustafsson, and it will slide all the way down the ice. Erik Gustafsson on. Ekholm will take it in. Swings it around for Marcus Kruger. 10 seconds in the power play. Kruger back for Rasmussen. Rasmussen gets bowled over in the corner. And it'll be cleared out at center by Andrasis. Right back in for Erik Gustafsson. Out of the penalty box to break it up is Darzins. Here comes Andrasis. Andrasis puts on the brakes and he spins a backhander to the near corner. Centered out front but grabbed off by Rasmussen. Hits the line. In for Lindblom, and Lindblom blows a tire. Back up the ice in Andrasis for Darzins. Darzins wide on Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson forces him to the boards. Belinskas, his cross-ice pass, and a good stick by Anton Lander. Belinskas carries it back in. Keep in mind, Latvia needs a regulation win. So from that standpoint, they are down by 2. Lander goes in after it. Anton Lander tried to play it back for Louis Eriksson, came outside the line and slammed right back in by Mattias Ekholm. Belinskas chopped it away from Louis Eriksson. Eriksson blocked it. And Gintsmea down low. Gets it behind his own net for Rolf Freebergs. For Roberts Bucharts. And the pass misfires as Sotnieks was up in the play. Lead pass deflected in by Hornquist. And Gudlevskis will make the save and hang on to it. 4:24 left in the third. Sweden up by 1. So if you're Bob Hartley, what do you do here knowing you need a regulation win?
We get our best players out there. Okay, check. Luger's line's out. And when we get the puck in the offensive zone, inside of 3.5 minutes, Gudlevskis is coming to the bench. I need 2. I can't wait till the last 90 seconds. With possession, he comes.
Great Britain and France are going to head to overtime. That game's over on TSN 2. And a dandy there and a dandy here. Elias Pettersson brings it back in. He'll leave it for Landeskog. Landeskog kills some time, throws it to the front of the net. Pettersson in tight, doesn't shoot it. Pettersson fights off a check in the corner. Plays it back for Ekholm, and Ekholm trying to send it back around the boards. Blugers gets a stick on it, and it's up into the netting. A wild third period.
Back and forth we've gone as Latvia scored a couple quick ones, including a crazy bank off of Eriksson's legs. And then Janis Jacks gives them the lead, but right away, Sweden comes back. Anton Lander, that was a really big goal. Just to take the will away from Latvia quickly, and then Hornquist in a typically Hornquistian goal. Hacking and whacking, banging, poking it over the goal line to give Sweden the lead again.
So Anton Lander out now with Hornquist on this one, along with Louis Eriksson. Jammed up in the corner. At the line for Arturs Kulda, a bit of a knuckler that Hornquist ducked to get out of the way of. Adam Larsson ties it up in the corner with Sotnieks, the defenseman who's all the way down low. Lander tried to clear, didn't, scramble, score! Roberts Bucharts has a hat trick. And the game is tied.
What a night for Roberts Bucharts. A hat trick. Just beats the Swedish defenders off the corner. Anton Lander, usually so reliable. He jumps down below the goal line to help Ekman Larsson. And that gives Bucharts the path. That stick, not glove. And that should count. As Evgeny Romasko right there to make the call.
They will have a look at it for a couple of reasons. One, is it a high stick? And second, is it?
And it's not his glove.
It's neither. You're right.
That should take 3 seconds, and that will count. And we have a wild finish. Bob Hartley didn't have to take his net goalie out.
What a period.
5-on-5 guys got it done. But you have all your top defensive players out there. Disjointed line, and Lander makes a tough read with Larsson. Gets beat out of the corner.
Just a split second of too casual, and you have a desperate Latvia team.
And this also gives Latvia a timeout.
Correct.
Without taking one. They can relax. They can get their energy. Nope, that is below the crossbar. It was called a goal on the ice. There's no way that's definitive enough. It's a very tough call with all the angles. For sure it's not a glove. That much is very clear.
Correct.
And it was right at the goalie, and I think we are in for 3 minutes and 24 seconds of mayhem.
After video review, it was determined it was a good hockey goal.
So both teams get a rest. Maybe Ricard Gronberg can calm his team down a little bit if he feels that they need some calming down.
But Latvia is not done. They have to win in regulation. So while it is a tie and they can go to overtime and play that out, they need to win this in regulation.
In the next 3:24.
Bob Hartley knows this. Ricard Gronberg wants to chat with the official. To Alexi Rantala's attention.
Then you'll go back over and have a chat with Bob Hartley.
No problem. Do they want to challenge for goal interference?
Team Sweden challenged to go for an offside.
For offside.
Oh boy.
So they had all this time during that one review to have several looks at it.
And here we see it. It's Robert Kennens. Oh no.
Oh, that is offside.
No. Oh my. So Kennens, his left foot. Oh, does it get back down though? No, I don't think it does. I don't think it gets back down until in the offensive zone.
Oh, that's close.
Oh, what a...
Is it close enough to overrule the goal?
You can slow that down frame by frame as the linesmen watch in the penalty box. You need a frame by frame. When is the last second the puck is on the blue line? And is Kennens' foot on the ice? See, is that heel down? The right heel of Kennan's?
Boy, that is close.
I mean, my guess is probably not. He's on his toe skating.
Correct.
But I can't tell from this camera angle. I need a flatter camera angle. See, when that puck's already inside, it looks like to me. There you see the toe down, heel up on Cannon's in the middle. At the base of the screen, Bukarts is carrying it in. You can't quite see the puck on behind his stick blade. Worthwhile challenge for sure for Gronberg.
Oh, yes.
But this is very close.
So a double challenge on a tying goal by Roberts Bukarts, his third of the game. Initially looked at whether it was a glove in or whether it was high stick. It was not.
It's one of those ones, I think this is offside. I think my logic tells me it is very, very likely that this was offside.
But
that's not a good enough standard. I need to be able to prove it was offside.
The call on the ice was onside.
And I don't know if I can flip it based on those looks. Even though I do believe it was offside. Here's the one that is, there's the one that's a far angle, but if that puck is on the blue line, and it is, if that toe is on the ice, and if you flip the other picture, it is. I believe it's offside. I am not sure I've seen enough to overturn it. They're taking a long, that's how close it is.
Rennie Jensen of Denmark and Lori Nikolainen of Finland. And the fans wait.
They're right below us, about 30 feet away. I can watch what they are watching. And switching headsets, getting another voice on the line.
This is a tough call.
And they're looking right at what we're looking at. And the same difficulty we are having, they understandably are having. That's offside. See, this is what we need, tighter. Now we can just see the foot of Kennan's at this moment. Where is the foot of Kennan's?
Yes.
That would be the look.
Just come back just a touch on there to see where that foot is.
You do a lot of things with trucks, and now the guys are leaving the bench trying to stay loose. This is a massive moment for both countries.
It is. Again,
nail-biting time.
Latvia has to win this game in regulation. We've had 5 goals here in the third period. Sweden was up by 1. Latvia scored 2. Sweden came back with 2. And now Robert Bukarts, does he have his third of the game that he bats out of midair?
It's a heck of a goal.
Heck of a goal, you're right.
Okay, one more look at it. Plexiglass, kind of dirty. Goodness me.
I'm with you. I think it's offside. Is it close enough to overturn the call?
Is it provable? All right, they know. Here we go.
And I think the teams right to this point are, let's make a decision and let's go on.
Wow.
Here comes the announcement.
After video review, we have a good goal on the ice.
They call the goal.
In Sweden, 2 minutes.
And a penalty to Sweden for a failed challenge, Dennis.
So Sweden was convinced. Sweden was convinced that this was offside.
Because they would have taken the points and eliminated Latvia, guaranteeing themselves a berth. A tie guarantees Sweden a berth.
Bench minor for delay of game is the call.
Wow, so now it's the power play, which has scored a couple times against the previously perfect Swedish penalty kill, has a chance to win the game in regulation. This is they had to be positive on the Swedish bench.
Had to be, yes.
You would make that decision otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. They had to be convinced that that was offside or you don't make it, you're right. And it, as we both have mentioned and you pointed out, probably was offside, but was it offside clear enough to overturn the call on the ice. And in the opinion of the officials, the linesman, it was not. So Robert Bucharts has a hat trick, and we are tied 4-4. And Latvia is on its third power play of the game. Turned over at the line and backhanded down the ice by Kruger.
Stranger things have happened as Great Britain just won the game in overtime to advance next year.
After trailing 3-0, Great Britain comes all the way back to win it.
Down 3-0 to win in overtime. Amazing stuff.
Cleared down the ice by Matthias Ekholm. Can you imagine the emotion in that building with the fans? Some room on the near side. Balser is trying to cut to the inside, and it's knocked away from him. Bluger's after it. At the line, Sabalskas for Balsers. Balsers being watched on the play by Lindblom. On for Bluger's side of the net, back up top. Sabalskas gets it down, and Drasis ripped it wide. After it is Larson, and Larson will send it down the ice. That's Adam Larson.
I think I leave my goalie in, let the power play itself out, pull him at the tail end of the power play with possession. Last 10 seconds.
Drop pass by Freebergs. Richard Bucharts is on it. He'll carry it in. Roberts, Bucharts open on this near side, will take the pass. He's the man with the hot stick for Latvia. Back up top, Freebergs into the final 30 seconds. Backdoor play, scramble! Lundqvist finds it and smothers it.
Wow, great looks. Slap pass to Maya. Kennan's on the rebound, then Maya again. That seam play between the Bucharts brothers has been effective. And we wonder now, Latvia doing the goaltender timeout as Merzlikins takes his time very slowly, gets ready to go to give the power play, which has already struck a couple times. Beautiful one by Roberts Bucharts, and then a crazy one that is banked in on Louis Eriksson are the two power play goals they've scored to date. They need one more to complete the comeback.
5'6" Ben Davies from Cardiff, Wales, scored in overtime as Great Britain comes back from down 3-0 against France.
Amazing.
And wins in overtime.
Good for them. Hockey will be a better place with those guys participating up here.
So Great Britain advances. They will play in Switzerland next year. And France will go back to relegation. Cleared down the ice, 20 seconds in the power play. We'll keep an eye on Gudlevskis.
Merzlikins in there now. Just made a save.
Back up through center and carried in. Kennans plays it back. Merzlikins to the bench. 6 attackers now for Latvia as the power play is about to expire. Out of the box is Adrian Kempe. Back at the line for Darzins. Darzins the wrister, and that got tipped and went wide. Bucharts centers it. Rebound. Scramble again, and this will get cleared from in front of the net by Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Back to regroup is Bucharts. Bucharts will carry it in. Plays it back at the line. Darzins. 6 attackers for Latvia. They have to win in regulation. Turned over, and this will get sent down the ice for icing as Richard Bucharts fell.
They called that was tipped.
Oh,
I thought it was just shot wildly.
So no icing. Darzins back in. And now it's grabbed off by Rasmussen at the empty net. Scores! What looked like an icing call that was waved off gets brought back down the ice by Latvia. Sweden forces the play, and Rasmussen from inside his own zone buries it into the empty net.
It's an aggressive play because he had numbers if he wanted to make a pass. Bucharts stumbles. Look at all the guys going. Is this puck? Oh, it was. Good call by the referees. Well done. Kennans gets a piece, and then the puck is turned over.
Probably going wide if he doesn't get a piece of it.
Because Rasmussen can make a pass, move it up, and not risk the icing, but he takes it into his own hands. And Gudlevskis back in the net. And now Latvia will need 2 in half a minute to stay alive. Gutsy comeback by Latvia.
Oh, what a period. 2 great games to start this second final day of the round robin. Ekman, Matthias Ekholm plays this up the left side boards out at center. Nylander, collision there as he and Hornquist try and dodge each other. Back in on the near side boards, and offside gets called, and now tempers start to flare.
Sweden wisely just skating away. Doesn't need anything to happen as Latvia has to be crushed.
The emotional roller coaster for the players, the coaches, the fans in both Kosice and here in Bratislava. Well, that's what she thinks. But from a hockey standpoint, it has been a terrific day here in Slovakia as Sweden will go to 5-1 and a strange winning goal. Again, it'll be a winning goal into an empty net. But Latvia had to win, and Rikard Gronberg and his Swedish team hang on for the win. A wild one here in Bratislava.
Latvia made them work. They battled. Their top forwards were playing upwards of 30 minutes in this game. And they found a way behind Roberts Bukart's hat trick to get it back. Had to pull the goalie because they had to win in regulation. Gave up the empty netter and the chance to win in overtime, but that's what they had to do. Sweden will love their execution in this game. Penalty kill was exposed for a couple goals against. Not enough speed through the neutral zone. They'll have to get better. Sweden will, if they want to take a run at Russia tomorrow in our final game tomorrow night.
The credit Latvia, the desperation that they needed, they got in that third period especially, as they grabbed the lead but couldn't hang on to it. And back and forth they went, and then we had the goal that had a double challenge.
And a very risky decision by Rikard Gronberg. He's a smart man, he understands the odds and what's happening, but by taking that challenge, he runs the risk of going shorthanded, which he did. Now, of course, Roberts Bukart will get the player of the game for Latvia, and he was involved right from the get-go, from the stare down of the Swedish bench following his first goal and all the way to his hat-trick goal that tied things at 4.
Roberts Bukart's 28 years of age. Longtime player for Riga in the KHL. And Adrian Kempe, who had a terrific game.
I'm not sure how healthy he's feeling. He took the shot in his knee and was wincing on the bench, almost wincing skating over there for the Player of the Game award. Beautiful goal, good assist, physically involved, and having a good tournament for himself.
So next up for Sweden is Russia tomorrow night to close out the round robin, as they win this one by a score of 5-4 in a terrific hockey game here in Bratislava. And now the Swedish national anthem. Latvia's quarterfinal hopes get dashed by Sweden. 5-4 Sweden wins to move into a tie with the Czech Republic.
What prompted you taunting Latvia's bench after you scored your goal there?
It was some guys on their bench that were screaming before I scored, so yeah, not a big deal.
A hard-fought game nonetheless. Did this team put up more of a fight than Sweden expected?
No, they're a great team. Like looking back to last year, there was a really tough quarterfinal against them, so they're a really great team, and they showed it today.
Hardest game remains against Russia. What will you guys learn from this one that you'll take moving forward?
I think we got to be better with the puck, not to lose it at, say, the blue lines, because like today, Latvia was really good with the counter-attacks, and then they're a good skating team, so we got to be better with the puck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A hard-fought game. What do you think about your team's performance here tonight?
I can tell about the overall performance. We fight in every game from first minute till the last one, and I'm proud of what we did. So, of course, it's emptiness inside because we need a win in 60 minutes, so that's why we pulled the goalie off in the last minute. Didn't work out, but hats off, guys. Fight till the end.
Absolutely. The last two periods were fantastic. You guys have to be proud of your performance. What did you learn in the first period that you changed for the rest of the game?
Of course, skill and speed. We know that if they have a skill and speed, we need to take away from them time and space. If they have time and space, there is no chance. So that was the main reason what we change, and we get the success.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.